Okay, it's a little bit windier today. Decided I'd take advantage of it and try for my first reverse launch. I practice a whole lot kiting, but never a live launch, because normally I wouldn't go up in this kind of wind. But we're about 10 miles an hour on the ground, 15 to 20 in the air, but it's all pretty much the same direction and fairly smooth. Wind comes up good, and we're off. Got into a little bit of oscillation as I came up. Dampen that out with some left brake. Everything's okay. Kicking up in the seat, I still haven't gotten to where I can do that hands-free, so I've got to use my right hand. If you notice my left brake right there, it's on the inside of my risers. That's because when I was setting up, instead of grabbing my brake where I should have, I grabbed it from the wrong direction. No big deal, I've still got control. We're going to gain a little bit of altitude. And then, once I get into a little bit of smooth air, I'll sort it out. There we go. Everything's good now. Alright, now right now I'm kind of bucking into a headwind. And it's not too gusty, but there are a few little gusts here and there, and I don't know if you can see it in the video, but every time a gust hits, it's kind of like driving uphill almost, because your wing all of a sudden gets a lot more airspeed over it, so it'll kind of kick you up, and then you'll slide down over the far side. My whole goal for this flight was just kind of make a short one and just get a feel for a little bit more windy conditions. So we decided we're just going to make a left turn and track a heading straight down the taxiway. Now wind right now is coming from about 7-8 o'clock. So I know up here I'm probably not going to feel too much rotor or anything off the buildings or the trees. But I'm going to lose my altitude when I go down the taxiway. Honestly, because I kind of wanted to feel where I would start getting those bumps off the trees. And if you notice right now, check my wing out, everything looks good. I look like I'm about 20 or 30 degrees to the left of the taxiway. That's because I'm actually having to crab into the wind. I'm pointed a little bit left to maintain my heading straight down the taxiway. Started getting a little bit of bumps, little rotor off the trees, even this high and this far out. And that's just due to the strength of the wind. The stronger the wind is, the further out you're going to feel that turbulence. You also notice I'm picking up quite a bit of speed heading this direction. You'll see once we get down to the end of the runway and make our turn, then we slow down considerably. Now out here there's a lot less rotor, no trees, the wind's not bouncing off of it, so it's a little bit smoother down here. My original plan was kind of swing out to the left and make an easy turn back over the taxiway. But once I did that, I got to thinking about it and changed my mind. You notice I gave up a lot of altitude coming down the taxiway, and I didn't really want to pick up any altitude. But I also didn't want to fly through that heavy rotor from the trees. So I decided we would just take a left, cross over the runway, get out of anybody's way that might be coming in, while trying to watch out for traffic, and get out over that open field to the left, and use it to set up for the landing. bumpy, but not too bad. And if you notice, it really only took us about 2 minutes to get all the way down the entire length of the taxiway. It's going to take us more than twice that to get back. The wind right now is coming from about 2 o'clock, and you'll probably notice in the video as I cross over these trees, I'll hit a little bit of a turbulence just from the wind hitting those trees and then rising up over the top of them. Wind acts just like water in a stream, you just can't see it. So when it hits a solid object, it's going to go up over the top of it and make a little disturbance. As long as you know it's coming, it's not a big deal. Trying to keep out an eye to the right. Because if we got any traffic coming in to land, it's going to be coming from my right, because they're going to land into the wind just like I do. Now you notice I'm just about parked. I'm not giving it a whole lot of throttle right now, because if I do pour on the throttle to try to pick up more speed, really all I'm going to do is climb. Because once my wing gets to a certain airspeed, all it wants to do is go up. So right now I've got about a 15-mile-an-hour wind blowing in my face. If my ground speed's 5 miles an hour, that means my wing is feeling 20 miles an hour worth of wind. Which, too much more than that, and it's going to want to start climbing, which is what I don't want to do. So I just kind of got to be patient. If you notice, I'm going to look to the right, start checking for traffic coming down the runway, which I'm already doing right now. You just really can't tell in the video. And pay attention to my cage. See if you can catch it. There it is. Do you see it? We'll look again. A little metal hook hanging off the side of my cage right there. That belongs to a bungee cord that I use to secure my prop when we're rolling down the road in the truck. I changed my routine during pre-flight, which I should not have done, and got distracted in the middle of it and then started back, and in the midst of all of that, that little bungee cord fell down between my harness and my engine, and I didn't catch it. So when I took off, during the warm-up and run-up, everything was great, but when I took off, that bungee cord sucked into my prop. It actually knocked 2 chunks out of my prop, chewed up the bungee cord. I didn't notice any vibration or anything. I just heard a little bit of tick, so I continued on with the flight. Everything seemed good. Right now, coming in, if you watch, I'm aiming for the grass between the taxiway and the runway, and I actually go a little long because I get a little bit of a gust, a little lift. Pushed me onto the asphalt. Not a terrible landing. Tried to kite the wing down as gently as I could. I tried to drop it in the grass, but totally failed at that.
That's enough, I'm good.
My spot landings definitely need some work.